This program is proudly brought to you by Gezal International and Telecom PNG.
Welcome to another episode of Sports Scene. As always, I am your host, Jaylee Sapies, back with another great show for you tonight. Now, without wasting any time, let's see what's coming up on tonight's show. Garahu Firelight 7's preparations, the SP Sports Awards finalist announcements, PNG in the NRL, and we talk AFL PNG. But before that, let's check out our weekend scorelines, beginning with the NRL round number 11. On Friday, the Eels defeated the Knights 28 points to 6. The Bulldogs defeated the Roosters 24 points to 20. On Saturday, the Warriors defeated the Dolphins 16 points to 12. Sea Eagles defeated the Cowboys 24 points to 6. And the Sharks came out on top, defeating the Storm 31 points to 26. On Sunday, the Dragons defeated the Broncos 30 points to 26. The Raiders defeated the Titans 40 points to 24. And the Rabbitohs came out on top, defeating the West Tigers 22 points to 12, with the Panthers on bye. Moving on to the Host Plus Cup round number 9. On Saturday, the WM Seagulls came out on top, defeating the Carters 34 points to 14. Dolphins defeated Tigers 28 points to 24. Seagulls defeated Falcons 24 points to 14. Bears defeated Pride 18 points to 16. And in the final game on Saturday, Jets 40 and the Capras on 20 points. In our Sunday games, the Blackhawks defeated Magpies 28 points to 26. And our PNG Hunters boys defeated the Devils 24 points to 18, with the Clydesdales on bye. Other than that, here's what else happened over the weekend. Right, that is it for our weekend scorelines. Moving on to some local news now. The East New Britain provincial government presented 250,000 kina to the Agmak Gurias Rugby League team last week. The PNG Chamber of Resources and Energy announced its inaugural PNG Resources Week Charity Golf Challenge, set to take place in July at the Royal Papua Golf Club. And in surfing, Keilani Clark from the New Ireland province will be representing PNG at the 2025 ISA Continental Youth Athlete Development Program in Fiji this week. Moving on to cricket, the Isuzu T20 Men's Grand Final was hosted over the weekend, with the Cassowaries crowned as champions. And in Rugby League, the Rabaul Panthers launched a school competition at the Gela Gela Sports Oval last week. That is it for our local sports updates. It's time to take our first break of the show, but do not go anywhere. When we come back, we talk Garahu Firelight 7s. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Now let's talk Rugby 7s. The Garahu Firelight 7s competition was such a hit last year that they're bringing it back this year. Now here to tell me a little bit more about this is Tournament Director Rawali Bokoik. All right, thank you for your time. Now, could you please just give me a brief summary of the 2024 Garahu Firelight 7s competition?
Okay, so we ran 3 legs, a first leg, second leg, and a third leg. So we went through, the first one was held at Garahu. The first 2 held at Garahu, and a big tournament of 3 days was held at Sir John Guy's. It was a good tournament. We had 28 teams, 16 juniors, and 8 women's in the final tournament. And on the day, what we did from experiences from previous tournaments, we wanted to give all cash prizes. So that's what we did for all the winning teams. We gave out cash prizes. So I think in total we gave over like 60,000 kina on the day, giving out cash prizes to the teams, including trophies and medals. Yeah.
Now, from your observation, what would you like to improve on this year compared to last year's games?
So 2 things that we wanted to improve on, which was the main thing, is the experience. So the user experience, supporters and players. So with supporters, we've already been talking in the background. We've talked to the guys that run the live stream for CRU, Capital Rugby Union, and they're pretty happy to come on board to do the live streaming. We have to find a sponsor for them to live stream our games. So we're doing that. We're live streaming, doing reels, doing live updates. That's what we didn't do last year. So we didn't keep our supporters and team supporters informed of the scores and those updates. So that's what we want to improve on. Player-wise, the experience on the field, we want to put at least more medics, strapping station, and see if we can get a sponsor for ice baths. That's one that's really important. It's Sevens tournament is one of the most. I think it has its toll on the body because you go through like 3 days of pool games and another 4 days of running qualifiers all the way to grand finals. So that has its toll. So we're just thinking of the play experience, a better one for the tournament,
Right now, what's the inspiration behind it?
So the inspiration is 2-pronged. One is using the game for development, growing the game in the communities, exposing talent that is already there, but just bringing it out to a wider audience. So that's what we wanted to do through Firelight, and using the game through the club as a means of bringing community awareness, addressing the drug and alcohol issues, especially in Geru. We have a lot of that, the social disorder, right. And drugs and alcohols lead to those the wider social issues like violence and the law and orders of thievery and all of that. So using it, when it happened last year, we saw a marked difference in the 3 tournaments that we ran every 2 weeks. So in that 6 weeks period, we had a lot of the communities engaged, from stage 1 all the way up to stage 5 in Geruhu. They were all engaged. Every available space in Geruhu was covered with young players training for the Firelight Sevens to be played at Geruhu. So that was a positive for the community, having us see that. And what we did through that was have teams use the Firelight Sevens to bring awareness, say for example doing a cleanathon, so that the streets could help the team. So most of the teams that came and participated in the Geruhu leg were all from streets. So all the street teams they put together and they came out. The bigger name was the Geruhu natives. That's the whole community one that came out to play. But otherwise it was more or less everyone went into the streets. And then the communities, the people in the streets helped the teams pay for the radios, and the radios went to the prize monies, and so that's what we did, the rent of the field and everything. Yeah, so that's the inspiration, and behind it all is the 2-pronged, growing the game and bringing awareness to the community, using the game to bring awareness of the social issues in the community,
Right. Now, obviously with feedback like that, it's pushed you to host another one even bigger. Now, how are preparations going for this year's Firelight Sevens?
So we only just started. We've reviewed what happened last year and the small areas that we had to improve on. We put the fly out early, so teams that are interested can prepare 6 months out early. They can talk to their sponsors. And whoever is interested, they can prepare for the tournament that's in November, and so we have qualifiers, and then preparations. We're already talking to potential sponsors, with the help of our president, Corey Chan. He's been real inspiration for us, helping us in the background, pushing us and promoting us with sponsors, potential sponsors. So we're really grateful for that. That's what he did also for us last year as well. And we were able to get New Power on board to come and sponsor men's prize money, including some of the trophies. So that was about 25,000 that came in, and Patana also, they also did come in. So that's going well. Like I said earlier, we're talking to the live streamers for CRU, so that's going well. They're happy to come on board. We're also talking to other sponsors who help with the broadbands, and to see how we can do that for Firelight Sevens. So that preparation is going well, and we're talking to the venues, and even trying to bring it as far as the governor's office and see if they're willing to come on board as well. Yeah, with that.
Right now, the qualifiers, can you just tell me a little bit about that? How does it work?
So we're running qualifiers in October. We'll be running, so what we wanted to do is lift the level of the competition. So we want to run qualifiers. So for instance, we're doing 2, at the most 3 for Mosby. So 1 for each district. And then we want to reach out to the provincial unions and have them, through their current programs that they run. For example, Daru, they run the JC Sevens. So we want to reach out to them, maybe invite the top 2 teams of that competition to come over. We have Biala, the Biala Sevens, and if we can reach through them to get, or if they want to run a separate Firelight Sevens in October, we can also do that through the provincial unions. Also with Morobe, they run the transnational Sevens, where the guys up the highway, the Highlands Highway, come down, they do the transnational Sevens there, where we can pick from their teams the qualifiers for them to come over for the main tournament in November. So that's how we want to run it. We can run it through the existing Sevens, or if that's not possible, we can just run it through. But we want them to just, whoever's running, to take ownership of it, run it as the Firelight, as a Firelight qualifier, and for them to come through. So it's more or less aiming at the grassroots levels and the grassroots clubs that put teams together and qualify to come over. So that's what we actually want to do. Yeah.
Right now, how many teams are expected to participate at this year's Firelight Sevens?
So like last year, we had the men's teams, we had 28 teams. So that's what we want to qualify this year as well. That's at the maximum. We had more teams last year, but we did not want to go over 28, looking at the draws, the times, and then bringing the time factors and everything. We did not want to finish like 10, 11 o'clock in the night. So we kept it at 28. We see how we do the draws and what kind of timings that we want, and that's what we kept. So at the most 24, at the maximum 28. Yeah, that's what we want for the open men's teams. And then we want to add the juniors that come in and the women's. Yes.
Right, it's time for another break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we talk SP Sports Awards. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. Now, the 2025 SP Sports Awards Committee hosted the finalist and guest speaker announcement yesterday at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Port Moresby. Let's take a look.
The SP Sports Awards remains the only prestigious award ceremony that recognizes our elite sporting athletes, teams, and individuals for their achievements, contributions to sports. In addition to these individuals and teams, we have had some notable guest speakers over the 33 years of the awards ceremony. International sporting icons such as Kathy Freeman, Wally Lewis, Paul Harrigan, Jackie Cooper, Mark Spud Carroll a couple of years ago, And Liesl Jones. Liesl Jones came last year, But this is a celebration of 50 years of sports, and having somebody, a historical icon, it just makes sense. So, well done, committee. The 2025 SB Sports guest speaker is none other than Beitu Diro.
This year we've had a really strong amount of nominations. We had 210 in total. 135 online, 60 in hard copy. Again, the really high numbers, just an indication of the importance that we as Papua New Guineans hold in our sporting icons, our sporting people, our sporting supporters, all the people that support us, not just our elite athletes and our domestic athletes, but a recognition and opportunity to recognise the mums, the dads, the volunteers, the administrators, and all those who put in their own personal time to support our athletes at whatever level they compete at, so that they have that opportunity to rise up. And part of the process is that those nominations and our decisions and our finalists go through an audit, and that's being conducted by KPMG, so that we can assure the public and our sponsors and all those who have submitted nominations that we are doing it in a very transparent manner with governance over it. But I just wanted to ensure everyone who's been nominated that your efforts haven't gone unrecognised. And for those who are finalists, if you don't receive the actual award on the night of the 14th of June, there is also great recognition of your efforts and your achievements.
Now, congratulations again to all the finalists, and we're looking forward to the SB Sports Awards next month. Now, moving on to Rugby League, we spoke to PNG NRL bid CEO Andrew Hill about another Australian team's entry into the NRL and how this affects Papua New Guinea's entry.
I think we've said all along on our journey towards 2028 that there's two critical components of success. One's going to be the pathways to ensure that every boy and girl anywhere in PNG has the ability to become an NRL professional player. And that's a journey. So we started with academies, we've now built on that. And today's announcement is that under 19 boys this year are able to play in a youth competition that will go for 8 to 10 weeks. It will see them fly all over the country to play. It'll see them have to prepare for the travel, the requirements of playing on a big stadium, the requirements of dealing with media, how to recover from week in, week out. Now that all comes naturally to a young boy in Australia because they play in these competitions. What excites me and what makes it so encouraging today in partnership with the PNG Rugby League is that we're now able to offer that to our own players here in PNG. The second thing we've always said is partnerships is vital. It doesn't matter what the NRL franchise wants to do, we can only do that with the support of the PNG Rugby League community and the PNG people. And for us, to be able to partner with the PNG Rugby League and to partner with 6 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup clubs now can demonstrate that we're here to work with everyone we can for the best outcome for rugby league. So absolutely exciting. To be able to say to an 18 or 19-year-old now, you're playing in a national competition that's going to prepare you for what life as a potential NRL player is. That's pretty cool. That's a great outcome for us.
We also visited the Colts Oval, which is the home of AFL Port Moresby. Let's take a look.
People know me as Rodney Washman. I'm currently coaching the Skyroos, and I've been with Gerum Magpies for the last 3 years, and out of the 3 years, we had a successful 2 years with them. And now with the new club, as you can see behind me, most of the players are all new. Some with the other clubs have not been performing, so we brought them in to join the new club to at least bring them up to a level where they can be also looked at and probably given opportunities in the future. I just want to say thank you for having you guys, coming along here to feature the new club here, the Skyroos. I mean, we're just a small club. We're not yet, gone into big, I should say, big picture yet. So for a start, we're just collecting ideas, structuring ourselves in the club itself, and also trying to give opportunities to the players as they come into the club.
Exciting news there for AFL fans here in Port Moresby. Right, it's time to take another break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we talk international sporting news. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Sports Scene. It's time to find out what's trending in the international sporting world.
Saturday's game between the Caitlin Clark-led Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky drew an average of 2.7 million viewers on ABC, making it the most watched WNBA regular season contest in 25 years per Sports Media Watch. The game, which peaked at 3.1 million viewers, drew the league's second largest average audience for any event. It was the largest regular season audience since Memorial Day 2000. Spain will host the 2027 Champions League final at the Atletico Madrid's Metropolitano Stadium, Sports Minister Pilar Alegría said on Tuesday. Florida starting center Ruben Chinyelu withdrew from the NBA draft and will return to the defending champion Gators for the 2025-26 season, CBS Sports reported on Monday. The 6'10" Chinyelu participated in the NBA G League Elite Camp last week. Chinyelu averaged 6 points and 6.6 rebounds in 40 starts for the Gators last season, his first in Gainesville. He played at Washington State as a 2023-24 freshman. Lando Norris said he had been simply not quick enough after another disappointing qualifying session at Imola on Saturday left the McLaren driver facing accusations of crumbling under pressure. The NFL is allowing players to participate in flag football at the 2028 Olympics. Djokovic last week parted company with Murray after a tough start to the season for the 24-time Grand Slam champion. He will continue without a coach and is in no rush to find a new one.
That is it for what's trending in the international sporting scene. Now it's time for some sports history. Did you know that on this day, May 22nd in 2015, Pakistan began the first test playing national cricket tour of Zimbabwe since 2009. Also, here are some sports facts that you may have not known. Olympic gold medals are primarily made of silver with a gold plating. Pele is the only player to have been on a World Cup winning team 3 times. The silhouette on the NBA logo is Jerry West, who is a former Lakers player. And the first ever Super Bowl was played between the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. That is it for our sports facts. Now it's time to take a look at what's coming up this weekend, beginning with the NRL round number 12. Tonight, the Bulldogs go up against the Dolphins. On Friday, we see the Eels go up against the Sea Eagles. Saturday, Panthers versus Knights. Roosters versus the Sharks. On Sunday, the Warriors go up against the Raiders. And on bye this weekend are the Broncos, Cowboys, Dragons, Rabbitohs, Storm, Titans, and the West Tigers. In the Host Plus Cup round number 10, the Blackhawks go up against our PNG Hunters tomorrow night. On Saturday, the Seagulls go up against the Tigers, Carters versus Devils, Capras versus Pride, and the Dolphins go up against the Jets. In the final game on Sunday for round number 10, the Clydesdales go up against Magpies, with the Bears, Falcons, and WM Seagulls on bye. Now, apart from that, here's what else is coming up this weekend. Now, don't forget that if you are going to be out this weekend, always stay hydrated. Do take with you a bottle of water and wear a hat. But apart from that, if you have a sports-related story you'd like us to cover, please contact us on 312-9229, or you can Facebook us, email us, or drop by our office at Level 2 Garden City, Baroka here in Port Moresby. Now, before we go, just recapping our top stories for tonight. We talk about the SP Sports Awards, Gerahu Firelight Sevens, and we talk PNG in the NRL. That is our wrap for tonight's show. It's always good to have your company. Do join me same time, same place next week right here on your number 1 to watch. I am Jaylee Sapies and this was Sports Scene. Good night for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by Gezal International and Telecom PNG.